Saw this post, and it was somebody talking about the smells they don't like. Got me thinking, I do not like walking through the mall and going anywhere near a Bath, Body & Beyond, because those scents coming out of that store, it's just way too much for me.
Those are two different stores, but I know what you're talking about.
What's the one you're talking about?
There's Bath and Body Works.
Yeah. What did I call it?
You called it Bath,
Body and Beyond. Well,
okay.
See, I don't even know the name of these. All I know is that I can't take the overload of sensory that's in there with all of these smells. And does this Body and Beyond thing have candles?
It has candles and body lotion and body butter.
That's way
gel.
too much for me. It's just I can't. It's hard.
Well,
I can't stand it.
And I see that because when you pass one of those stores, it's all the smells at one time. If you separated the smells, you'd probably be a little more, likely to enjoy it.
I'm repelled by that.
I can see that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm repelled by? And this just happened last night when I came home from my girls' trip. I went in the laundry room and I was like, oh my goodness, somebody had taken the towels out of the dryer before they were done because they had to get their work pants ready. And so they were starting to sour, and that smell is disgusting.
Isn't she nice? She's not calling out which guy in her house that is. She's got 2 boys and a husband.
Yeah, I will not call them out. They know who they are, though.
Joey.
No. Stop. I'm not going to. No.
Oh, Hayden.
I'm not going to say
Hayden.
who it is.
Oh, man.
I'm not going to say, but no. Yeah, it's gross.
Mm-hmm.
My sister.
Wet towels? Don't they smell nice with all the detergent and stuff all over them?
Well, sure. If you immediately take them out of the washer and you, okay, then you smell. But if you leave them for 6 hours and they start to smell that nasty, sour.
In the dryer.
No, this was taken out of the washer.
Okay.
And put on the sink. We have a sink in the laundry room. Kind of put it there.
Oh, it didn't go as far as to get into the dryer.
No, or if it was in the dryer, they had taken them out before they were done.
I'm sorry.
And so, yeah, that is the nastiest smell. But yeah, and something else was vanilla on the list. And I'm like, you don't like the smell of vanilla? It's delicious.
Like a candle?
Or
I
just
get that.
vanilla itself.
I don't like the pumpkin stuff.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
There was this post going around about smells that repel you, and we're understanding that Ninja does not like the smell of this one fruit.
Yes. Oh, bananas.
Yeah. However, here's the thing. She'll eat bananas. She does not like the smell of bananas.
How do you get through it?
I don't know. Like I can eat a banana fine, but if I smell someone else eating it, or if I smell the empty wrapper, I'm like, ugh.
The what?
You mean the peel?
Yeah, the peel. My brain isn't. I'm sorry.
The wrapper?
Banana wrapper.
You know the wrapper on the banana.
Where do you buy the bananas that are wrapped? I'm
unwrap my banana. Hey, it more or less is a wrapper, the peel.
I guess
itself.
So
funny. Jake doesn't like it's what is the spice?
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon, what's wrong with it?
I don't know. I just can't do it. I like cinnamon flavored things. But if it's the smell of cinnamon, can't do it.
What's so funny is the flavor must be so good that they just fight through the smell to eat the banana and eat the cinnamon.
Smells that repel you. That's what we're talking about this morning. Caitlin, who doesn't sound like Caitlin this morning, sure sounds like this.
And yet we keep asking her.
What is it about the fish?
It just smells. What do you mean?
Poor baby. Oh my goodness. You just go. Don't say anything. I'm going to answer for her. It's fishy.
Stop it. So what's wrong with the fish, Caitlin?
I used to work in a restaurant, so I would have to go in the freezer and smell it all the time. It was awful.
It's usually an experience that repels you from this stuff. Salami, I don't like salami.
Yeah.
Because I got sick off of salami when I was a kid. I will not eat it today because of it. Seriously.
Salami anyway.
Joyce is here at 800-447-7234. What is it for you, Joyce, the smell?
Smoked food.
Why?
Other than making me sick to my stomach, I don't understand why people want to eat something that smells like it's been in a house fire.
That's funny. What brought you to this point?
I have never liked anything smoked. Just the smell of it has always made me sick to my stomach.
How do you handle barbecues?
I don't.
So you just don't go.
If I do go, I stay far away from it. I'll eat vegetables. I'll eat anything but.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Here's what they say that people are repelled by when it comes to smells. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. Don't know about you. Some people say vanilla-scented candles, wet clothes in the washing machine, burnt popcorn, and this is my favorite horrible smell, if you can have a favorite. It'd be on the top for me, is the paper mill. When you go by a paper mill, I know, isn't it?
At first, you start blaming people in the car, and then you're like,
no, that was a paper,
it's a paper mill.
800-447-7234. The texts are coming in.
Yeah, Heather texted and said, I cannot stand the smell of eggs. Any kind of eggs. It's gross, but I'll eat them. And it started when she was pregnant with their last child. And man, if you have an aversion when you're pregnant, sometimes it can just last.
Hey, listen, a boiled egg smells like.
Yeah.
I'll just leave that alone. I'm sorry.
Jenny texted and said wet peanut butter. Wet peanut butter because her mom used to rinse out the peanut butter jars after it was basically all gone, but at the end there would be chunks left. And so she equates that as wet peanut butter, and they'd have to...
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is. That's gross. Lacey texted and said, my mother absolutely cannot stand the smell of coconut. Like, it makes her physically ill, whether it's a lotion or actual coconut. But the worst part is, it's her dad's favorite scent.
Oh, that's funny.
She can't ever wear like coconutty kind of perfume or anything.
She doesn't
like
it, but he does.
Oh, yeah.
Matthew's here at 800-447-7234. What is it for you, Matthew?
It is coffee. I had COVID about 4 months ago, and ever since it has changed my smell for coffee, and I cannot stand it anymore. It makes my stomach sick. I still love drinking it, but I can't smell it.
Well, how do you drink it then if you can't smell it?
I put so much creamer in it now that you can't even tell that it's coffee.
But before you were sick, you loved the smell of it?
Yes, I love the smell of coffee. It woke me up. It let me know, it's going to be a great day, but now I can't even walk past the coffee pot. I have to quickly set it and go and then put enough creamer in it to where it takes the coffee smell away.
How do you handle the invites to the coffee shop now?
Drive-through.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I need to ask Liz this.
Yeah.
Cilantro. I'm not sure if I know I've heard of it. Mm-hmm. It's spicy, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say hot spicy, but there is a spice to it.
That has a bite to it?
Not to me. It doesn't have a bite to it at all. It's very mild, but it just, to me, cilantro can taste like soap.
And it goes with what?
You
usually
cook with it.
You cook with cilantro in what?
I don't cook with it, so I don't put it. I know.
Okay, you don't cook with it.
I would say it's in more
usually?
Latin flavors. I would think.
Okay.
I think that's correct. I know that Ninja, our morning show producer,
for real?
She likes cilantro.
I love cilantro.
On ice cream?
No, I put it in salads, on potatoes, like baked potatoes.
Ooh. Ice cream?
No.
McDonald's is going to put it on ice cream. She has a gag reflex.
Well, yeah, I mean, on ice cream, you're supposed to have hot fudge.
This is in China.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about around, your local McDonald's. Hopefully the ice cream maker's working because they always get knocked for that.
There's an app to find out.
I know, right? And does it always happen? No, just when you go.
Yeah.
So no to the ice cream, huh, Ninja?
Yeah.
You should try it. You should try it and
yes.
see.
Make your own little,
Because it wouldn't be that
slime or whatever you call it, topping.
Liz
slime?
is like a bakery.
Well, you don't bake it, but get you some soft serve from McDonald's, right? Because it has to be that certain type. And then just load up the cilantro. And it also looks like they've pulverized it, put it in a food processor or something.
The ice cream?
Yeah. And no, the cilantro, because there's almost like a gel or something that they've
the slime
made
you
out
put
of
on
it.
top of ice cream.
Yeah.
Like
And then they've put the herbs on it.
Okay.
So it's like doubled up. So to me, it's just like, just eat a bubble bath. Because
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Spices on ice cream? A thing, really. It's Robin Lizz, his morning crew on his radio.
Now, we got a text from Holly, and she said one time she had this really hot ice cream. It wasn't like ghost pepper hot, but it was just one of the really hot peppers. She said, surprisingly, it was really, really good.
That's interesting.
Ew.
Because over in China at McDonald's on their soft serve ice cream, they're putting cilantro on the top of it.
I don't get it. So I don't like cilantro at all in anything. I mean, if it's there and I eat salsa, okay, maybe I don't notice it, but
You said it tastes like something. What does it taste like to you?
Soap to me.
For Liz, it tastes like soap.
Yeah, I think if you use too much,
Really?
maybe, yeah.
I don't know. 800-447-7234. Oh, I think we have an answer to why it tastes like soap for Liz.
That is a genetic thing. I don't know if you know that, the tasting cilantro. There is a certain percentage of the population who experiences cilantro as a soapy flavor, and then the rest of us get to enjoy it.
So this is genetics for Liz, evidently.
So I get to blame my mom and dad for something else?
Pretty much, yeah.
Robin Lizz.
His morning crew.
It's rare, but it doesn't seem it's as rare as they say it's rare when this happens to a puppy. It's Robin Lizz, his morning crew on his radio, because some of them are being born green.
Yeah, they really are. This happened to a couple just a week or so ago. Trevor and Audra had a dog that was expecting, and she gave birth to 7. I don't want to say normal, but regular? Is that it?
Colored, I guess.
Yes,
Yeah.
regular colored puppies. And then the very last one came along a little later, and it was green when it was born. It's little fur. So they're born in a little sack, right? And the sack was even, normally they're translucent, but this one was black. And so that was the first indication that something might be different. And so then it was a green puppy. They call her Fiona.
Fiona.
From Shrek.
Oh, for real? Oh, I had no idea. Evidently, this happens more than what we think, even though they say it's rare. But there was another puppy that was born in Italy in October, and they called him Pistachio.
Of course they did.
Although the pigment of the fur starts to fade. So they're not green forever. And then Hulk was born in Lake Junaluska in western North Carolina just last year as well. That was a German Shepherd. And he was born green.
Yeah. And really, we don't know what makes this anomaly. But when you say anomaly, it's not really an anomaly anymore because it's happening so often.
Yeah, but they still say it's rare.
Yeah.
It's not like, every third litter, there's a green puppy.
No.
These are 3 in the past, 4 months?
Yeah, I've never seen one. I mean... That's
a
pretty
puppy?
cool.
You've never seen a puppy?
Never seen a green puppy. And I think out of those 3 names, I'd go with Pistachio for sure.
Would you?
Yeah.
The pudding?
It's so cute.
Robin Lizz.
His morning crew.
So these 2 businesses in Canada decided we're going to outdo the other and compete against each other in doing acts of kindness. Throughout the entire week.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they did. And in one 24-hour period, there was one business that they handed out a dozen coffee cards to strangers and did some old-fashioned type of deeds as a part of this whole big community endeavor so that they can have more people that will go, well, if they're doing it, we'll do it too. So it was this big thing. I have no idea who the companies are because they're kind of, we're not looking toward, bringing attention to ourselves. We just want to do the acts of kindness.
And I like that they weren't like, oh, we're so-and-so business and we did all of these great things. But I wonder what the old-fashioned acts of kindness were like, opening the door for someone or putting the jacket over the puddle so the lady can step over. I mean,
helping grandma across the street.
Exactly. Or delivering groceries to someone in need, reading a book to a child.
Picking up the doggy doo-doo that was left on the sidewalk that nobody wanted to pick up because, I'm talking about in front of my house.
Oh, I was going to say, is that
I'm
your
sorry.
act of kindness? Come on over.
Robin Lizz.
His morning crew.
So if you would like to have a horse, there is a way that you could possibly get a horse.
The only way I'll ever get a horse is free.
Well, I don't know if this is actually free or not. The Humane Society of Louisiana is putting 17 horses in the Mardi Gras parade that's happening tomorrow. And they're calling it the Mardi Gras Horse Adoption Program. And so once the horses have gone through the parade, and these are horses that need to be rescued and that kind of thing. I think they're retired horses, maybe farm or work horses and that kind of thing. But they have saved, over the last 4 years, 77 horses this way.
Really?
You can adopt them.
Right at the Mardi Gras parade? Is that during Fat Tuesday?
Yes, I think you can probably sign up to find out more about the adoption. I'm sure there's a process to make sure you don't live in an apartment if you want to adopt this horse.
There's that.
Yeah, so, and if you do, then maybe you can board your horse somewhere, or maybe you have a farm. But, and there's a process to go through. But if you see some of the parade on television, and you see one of the horses, could be one of the horses you could adopt.
Yeah, and if you get one of them, you'll get beads for life.
I would think.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Sherry's along with us at 800-447-7234. If I understand this right, Sherry, something amazing just recently happened. What was it?
I gave a daughter up for adoption, and she's been searching for her family, us, for 25 years. We just met for the first time this past Friday.
What was that like for you, Sherry?
Oh, it was a blessing. Just God is good.
How did this make you feel when she found you?
Oh, I was so overwhelmed with joy, tears. Oh, you just don't know the emotion that was going on inside. And I said to myself when I had to give her up for adoption that I would not look for her because I didn't want to hurt anybody involved. And so she has been looking for us for 25 years. And we were in the military. That would have been hard to find us anyway, but it was a closed adoption. They couldn't open it and give any last names.
You met on Friday. So what happens from here?
Oh, the love and the bond is so great. We will see them again next month in March.
I got to know, do you have some grandbabies?
No, she had cervical cancer, so she doesn't have any children.
But you got that baby back in your life, don't you?
I do have that baby in my life, and it is so great.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
They say now that your life, you probably heard it said, your life flashes before your eyes when you pass away. It just happens. That's what they say. Now, scientists say that they almost think they can prove it. So they were doing this study on people with epilepsy. And there's this one guy who was 87 years old, and he developed epilepsy, and they're trying to figure out this and the brain patterns and all that stuff. And while he was hooked up, he had a fatal heart attack.
Oh, my goodness.
And so they said 30 seconds before he passed away, there was brain activity as if he was dreaming or recalling memories. And 30 seconds after he passed away, the same thing.
Oh, wow.
And they're liking it to that his life flashed before his eyes.
Because it just so happened when he was hooked up to the monitors and everything, they can compare that to the waves, the brain waves of somebody that's dreaming. But I wonder whose keen eye actually spotted that and said, that looks very similar to.
It was abnormal. They were looking for one thing, and all of a sudden this happened right before he passed away and after he passed away, because he passed away as they were doing the study. Because he was 87 years old, so he had a good long life.
It seems like that happens a lot. People that discover something, they were looking for one thing and find something else. That's why the research, like cancer research, is so important, because you may be looking for something within breast cancer research, but it may lead somewhere else, which is so cool.
I don't want to sound like I'm glim or anything, but that could happen at any moment. We have no control on when we pass away. When I heard that, I'm like, man, what do I want to see when my life flashes before my eyes? Did I live my life the way it was supposed to be? Wow. The way that God wants me and intended me to do it? Or did I just absolutely blow it? And how many regrets am I going to see in front of my eyes before I pass away? So it makes me think I better do it better starting today.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
This makes me so happy, this story. Teddy is checking things off of his bucket list. So far, he has ridden the Ferris wheel in North Myrtle Beach. He has gone to his favorite restaurant. He's had some puppuccinos. He has had...
Wait a minute. Puppuccinos?
Right. Yeah, puppuccinos from Starbucks.
Is Teddy
Teddy is a dog.
Oh. Gonna say, I've seen the puppuccinos. I did not know that humans ate them.
You've never had one.
Drank them.
Well, you could because just whipped cream. But Teddy was abandoned outside of the Humane Society in North Myrtle Beach, like back over the summer. And they found out that he has cancer.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he has some health issues. And so they were like, you know what? This dog needs to live his very best life. And so they started with a bucket list. So far, he's gone to Ripley's Aquarium. He has, like I say, had his favorite meal at his favorite restaurant. He got all dressed up in a tuxedo, went on a date, I guess.
Wow.
He's done all kinds of things. He had a spa day. He had a spa day.
And he's the cutest little puppy. It's a tiny puppy and almost reminds me of the old movies of Benji.
Yes, he does look like
Right?
Benji,
Yeah.
sort of like a terrier type thing. And so they're actually asking for us to let them know at the Humane Society what Teddy should have on his bucket list. Some other ideas of things that they can do for
Kilimanjaro.
Teddy. Go to Mount Kilimanjaro.
Yes.
Okay. That's kind of an expense for the Humane Society. I'm thinking just around town.
Oh.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Raj is a rickshaw rider. And if you don't know what a rickshaw is, that's like a bicycle with a carriage on the back
Like
of
a
it.
cart, yeah.
Yeah, so it's neat. So the guy's really in shape because he cycles people everywhere, no matter what shape and size they are.
Mm-hmm.
He's just the rickshaw driver, and that's what he does. Sadly, 2 of his sons passed away, and they were adults. And so he has 2 daughter-in-laws and now a granddaughter. And he decided he wanted to help out his granddaughter's education. And so here's what Raj did. He sold his house so that she could have an education. Sold his house.
She wanted to
for
be
this.
a teacher. I mean, she wanted to, I think she was going to be like the first one in the family to go to college or something.
It's crazy cool. And so this touched everybody in the community, that the community decided to do something. Instead of him going around on a rickshaw, how about we buy him a cab?
That's pretty
And now
cool.
he has a cab.
That's pretty cool. Because when he sold the house, he was living out of his rickshaw, I guess. And so now he has a cab.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Raised about $31,000, which will go a long, long way.
It certainly will.
Yeah.
And the granddaughter's education, because of this guy's just selflessness, he feels very responsible to take care of his son's daughter or wives that are now widows and the grandkids. And so he's doing it.
Wow, this guy, man.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
He's a garbage man, a sanitation worker by trade. And one day when he was driving by his normal route, he noticed there was a lady off in the distance that just was having a bad time. She's sitting down and out, has nothing. So he walks over, gives her a few dollars to help her out. And then he's like, she kind of needs a hug.
Oh.
So he hugs her. Now, here's the thing. There's nobody that's going around going, oh, let me capture this, one of the garbage men, or it's like, this is a social media TikTok moment. But there was somebody who was like across the street at a coffee shop. One of the owners of this coffee shop is like, oh, my word, took a quick snapshot of it. And it's like, we need to find who this guy is. Because we just want to give him some free coffee for doing what he did.
Yeah.
They couldn't even track him down.
That is so cool. Did they eventually find him?
Yeah, and then he got his free coffee.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just an act of kindness. First of all, he was moved to give her a couple of dollars, but then the hug. That's something more personal.
Right?
I think. And he felt like in that moment, she needed it.
In the middle of what he was doing. I mean, it could have been, lady, here, sorry, I got to go. It's like he took a moment. And it was not a short little tap, tap, tap. The 3 taps and you're done.
Yeah.
That seems
Well,
like
you tap
super
out.
fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
3 taps, you're done. You're out of there.
Yeah.
Boom. At least guys do that.
But this was, and I think women do that too. It's sort of, okay, I'm uncomfortable now, but this was kind of an all-in bear hug. I'm going to stay here until it feels like you feel better.
Yeah. She needed that. Wow. And it was so good that he was that observant